Welcome to my Let's Play. Let's play Ocarina of Time. Okay, so in the beginning of the game, you start out, and Link is dreaming. That's the name of the character. And this actually introduces the story quite well. I think it's a really cool start out. They start out with the drawbridge to Castle Town and Hyrule Castle, eventually Ganon Castle opening up, and you can see a character, a girl you don't quite know yet, but you'll soon find out she's Princess Zelda. And then you meet Ganon here in your dream. And it's sort of like a premonition because this stuff actually does happen eventually. It's a really nice introduction to the story, I feel. Um, yeah, Navi kind of says obvious things. Um, Anyhow, so you start on your house after you just woke up from the dream, and you walk out, and this is where you start. And right off the bat, you can see that they focus a lot on the environment. I mean, it's actually quite stunning for a Nintendo 64 game. I mean, when you're in a forest, you know you're in a forest, and here's the legendary Zelda opening up chest. Everyone loves that. I don't know a person who doesn't. The combat is actually quite intuitive and fun. You can do backflips, you can do slashes, and of course there's a legendary spin attack. Who can forget that one? Um, And besides the combat, we're going into our first temple here. It's technically not a temple, but a dungeon in this case. But it's actually kind of cool, a little creative. It's inside the Deku Tree, the entity that summoned you. And you can tell that the dungeons are also very visually well done. And Navi saying more obvious stuff. You find dungeon maps in every temple and dungeon that help you see things such as treasure chests, doors, and where the boss is located. And you also, in each temple, almost every dungeon, you obtain a main item. And this main item helps you with puzzles, such as this one, where the ladder falls down. You had to shoot that with a slingshot. Or, and other puzzles, they're less obvious, like that one. When I first played through, that one took me a while. I didn't know the web would break. But, that's part of the fun. Figuring that kind of stuff out is part of the fun. It's like a puzzle action adventure RPG game. It's great. I love it. Yeah, some of the stuff is a little more obvious, like okay, yeah, try shooting the eye. And there's easy puzzles, but I mean, simple mechanics like this, like our last game thing, like elegance. It's just simple mechanics like this make a game fun and worth playing. Like oh, okay, where's this block gotta go? I mean, in this is the first temple, so it's really, really obvious, but in others, it actually gets harder. But see how like you had to go all the way around just to push that block there, so you can grab the Deku stick and light it on fire in order to undo that web, so that you can fall into the next part of the dungeon. I just feel like that's really well done. Um, and then there's the other puzzles where they kind of have to give it away, but you have to figure out what that means. 2, 3, 1. 23 is number one. What's that mean? Well, it means that later in the game, you have to, or in this dungeon rather, you have to do it in the right order. So you hit the second one, or the middle one in this case. Now you're hitting the third one, so 2, 3, and then 1. So wait for it, and boom. And then puzzle solved. I mean, you just got to look into that and figure it out. I mean, it's fun. Boss fights. So yeah, um, the bosses have really interesting introductions, especially for a game of this time where, it's sort of new. This is the first 3D game in the Legend of Zelda series, and they do really cool stuff like this in intros. Bosses, usually they're actually impossible to defeat unless you know, like, the secret. So in a way, it's another puzzle. So in this case, you gotta shoot it when the eye is red. There it is. And you do this enough times, and the boss will die. Typically, it takes 2 or 3 times. If you're a particularly good button masher, though, I will admit it'll be only 2 times. And you get a nice little defeat, satisfying scene where the boss is dead now. Um, then, of course, back to more story. This is a classic scene where the Deku Tree now dies. Um, well, maybe I shouldn't have given that away. Maybe I gave it away too soon. Well, ah well, it's pretty apparent he grays out and dies. And just like the great Deku Tree just had to say goodbye, I think it is also time for me to say goodbye. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. I think this game deserves to be in the top canon for sure.